So, one of the more bizarre things that I've ever seen in mixed martial arts happened last night, and I thought I'd bring it to you guys. I was watching UFC Vegas 89. I had just come back from the movies. I saw a really bad horror movie called Immaculate with Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney was the only good thing in the movie, and got back home and sort of fighting a stomach bug, decided to just lay down on the couch and watch some UFC. And there was nobody really on the fight card that I wanted to see. I'm not a big Rose Namajunas fan, and Ribas. I'm not big on her either. But it was great to see Mo Usman lose. That, if anything, was a very net positive. I loved to watch him lose, and that look on his face when somehow he thought he got robbed when he got outstruck and had no takedowns for 3 rounds, and then somehow I guess he figured because he's Mo Usman, which basically means he's Kamara Usman's younger brother, that somehow that entitles him to a victory. I loved watching him lose and his reaction. But I'm talking about the Andre Lima Igor Severino fight, which I really wasn't particularly interested in. They said it could be fight of the night, but I was saying, meh, okay, and maybe it's just because I wasn't feeling that great. And then something happened. It was really weird, and I couldn't figure out what had happened. Let's get right into it. It says, Andre Lima reacts to being bitten at UFC Vegas 89. I really thought that the fence had gotten into me. And look at his arm. Look at the fucking bite mark on his arm. That's so fucking bizarre. Wow. I mean, this is from today, 8 a.m. MMA Fighting. Jed Mishu. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not that I'm not reading the article. I'm fascinated by looking at that bite mark. Severino really fucking bit him. All right, let's get into it. It says Andre Lima had a UFC debut for the history books. On Saturday night, Lima faced Igor Severino on the early prelims of Vegas 89 in what would become one of the most bizarre events in UFC history. After a competitive first round, Severino inexplicably bit Lima during a clinch on the left arm, leaving clearly defined, identifiable marks on Lima. After some confusion, Severino was ultimately disqualified. Yeah, they stopped the match right there, resulting in Lima becoming the first fighter in UFC history to win by disqualification. And I saw him; he had him up against the fence, and it looked like he had his head buried into his back, like trying to drive him up against the fence. And the guy's saying something, ow, 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 and then I think the referee said, stop. He said it twice, and the commentator's like, you have to touch them both if you want him to stop. And then he did it. He separated them, and then there was some conference with the doctor, and they showed the bicep mark, and they were like, yeah, fight's over with. Speaking with reporters at his post-fight scrum, Lima was just as surprised as everyone else with what happened. We were exchanging really well at that point. Then he tried to take me down. Lima said through a translator, I went down, but I got up, and as I was getting up, I yelled because I felt pain, very sharp pain. I really thought that the fence had gotten into me. That's what I thought happened. I started yelling, ow, ow, ow. And they started looking at me. I was like, I don't know what's happening here. I really thought it was the fence because there was absolutely no way he would have bit me, especially with the way the fight was going. It was back and forth. It was good for him. It was good for me. And it had a lot of potential to be fight of the night. So that's when I started yelling. I felt the pain and then later realized he bit me. Because the whole thing happened quickly, Lima said he didn't have a chance to speak to Severino about why he bit him, noting that UFC officials were quick to separate them. But Lima noted that he didn't want to confront Severino so much as he just wanted to understand him. I actually wanted to tell him, bro, why did you bite me? Why did you do this? Lima said. I really wanted to go up to him and ask him why he did that, but they didn't give us the chance. They kind of separated us. When I saw that he got me, they did the separation, and I was like, why did you do that? I wanted a bonus. I wanted this to be the fight of the night. We had the possibility to do that, but then I realized it was a bite. Yeah, I mean, all the professionalism just goes out the window. And ultimately what happens is, fighters are there to fight. They're there to win. They're there to make money, best possible chance, become a world champion. This is the type of things that ruins careers, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. Although he didn't win Fight of the Night, UFC CEO Dana White said he did award him a Bite of the Night bonus and $50,000, and Lima even chose to memorialize the event, getting the bite marks tattooed on his arm, and he did. And I won't show you that picture. You can check it out X anywhere you want to check it. It's available. It's a truly unprecedented event, but Lima appears to be in great spirits about everything. Yeah, he's up 75 grand. He probably needs a tetanus shot. And despite being bitten, he also argues that the UFC shouldn't release Severino just because of this incident. I don't think he should be cut or fired from the UFC because this is a young athlete, a good athlete, someone who is undefeated, Lima said. The emotions may have gotten the best out of him. Hold on one second. The emotions may have gotten the best out of him. The adrenaline may have gotten him. It's a whole new world inside the octagon. It's a great thing, and I think he's an athlete that he should stay in the UFC. I'm sure that with the great athlete that he is, he will represent Brazil just as well as I am. I think it's just about giving him a little talking to and nothing over that. UFC officials, however, did release Severino, with Dana White also noting that the 20-year-old Brazilian may have to deal with repercussions from the Nevada State Athletic Commission, which oversaw UFC Vegas 89. Yeah, he may get some substantial fines from the State Athletic Commission over this. You can't go. You can't bite people. I mean, we covered this 30 years ago with Mike Tyson. You can't do it. Let's get into the follow-up. Which is from Yahoo Sports. Dana White confirms, and there's the bite mark again. Like I said, I'm not going to show you the tattoo. Severino will be cut after biting opponent in UFC debut. The bite mark on Andre Lima's arm was very visible. And this is from Jack Baer, staff writer, a little after midnight last night. Igor Severino's UFC career lasted about a round and a half. The 20-year-old flyweight made his debut with the promotion on Saturday at UFC Vegas 89, losing to Andre Lima via disqualification. The reason, biting. While grappling in the second round, okay. Let's not keep rereading the fight. Chris Tognoni. Yeah, Chris Tognoni was the referee, and I heard him say, stop. And then somebody from the commentator booth said, no, you have to touch them. And then they know you want them to stop. It was Tognoni. I thought it was Tognoni. And then they stopped, and that's where the fight ended. The fight was soon called after Tognoni inspected Lima's arm and consulted with the judges. A few hours later, UFC president Dana White told Kevin Iole of KevinIole.com the promotion will cut Severino, who might also be hearing from the Nevada State Athletic Commission. These were two up-and-coming undefeated fighters. White says, if you get frustrated and want out of the fight, there are plenty of ways to do it, but the worst thing you can do is bite your opponent. Now, you get cut and lose the biggest opportunity of your life. Not to mention, he's going to have real problems when the NSAC. The ESPN booth was initially confused why Severino didn't receive a warning. Wow, how are you going to warn? Yeah. Rather than immediate disqualification, wanted to know how Tognoni could be so sure that the 20-year-old, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that did happen. Intentionally bit him. And then they went to the shot of Lima's arm, and they're like, oh, yeah, just forget it. Yeah, a shot of Lima's arm complete with one of the most clear bite marks you will ever see ended that confusion. That's absolutely right. Yeah, they're like, how could you not give him a warning? And I'm like, because at that point we hadn't seen the arm. And then after the disqualification, we got the bicep shot of the arm, and we're like, oh, shit. Yeah, you can't do that. The loss is the first of Severino's professional MMA career. I don't know where he goes from this. Does he go to Bellator? Does he go to PFL? Wow, he needs to take some time off and get his shit together and let some of the heat off him cool down. It comes right after breaking through to the UFC via Dana White's Contender Series. Before all that, all of his fights had come in his native Brazil, most recently with the Jungle Fight Championship. Severino had a strong start before the bite, outlanding Lima 36-30 in significant strikes and landing 5 out of 9 takedowns with 3 total minutes of control. The fight was also Lima's UFC debut. As he notched to win on Dana White's Contender Series in October, he celebrated it like any other win, jumping into his coach's arms before speaking with ESPN. I was able to hit him really hard, but then he bit me, and I was trying to take him down. I was going to continue to damage him, continue to touch him, and finish the fight. But as you saw, that's why I yelled, he bit me. That bite wound ended up being lucrative for Lima, as his manager told MMA Fighting Guilherme Cruz that White said he will award Lima the first ever I got fucking bit bonus. Lima apparently decided to honor the occasion with a tattoo. You never know where a night is going to go in the UFC. So, I mean, what happens to Severino after this? I mean, I'm sure, some good notoriety is going to come, has already come to Lima. He's already up 75K. But what's going to happen to Severino? What happens to his career from here on out? I have no idea. He's being cut. He's going to have to ride a storm for a while before. It's a shame. It's a real shame. I mean, I wasn't exactly a fan of the guy, but you hate to see somebody go up in flames like that. It's just pointless. All right, that's my video. Like the video, leave a comment. Did you watch it? Did you see it? You can get the replay just about anywhere. What do you think? I mean, it's just crazy. Did the guy just lose control in the moment and bite him? I mean, it's weird. It's really weird. Subscribe to the channel. All the best, everybody, on this Easter weekend and Holy Week. God bless you. Take care.